All right. We are live. We are live. Live. Check. Check. All right, cool. Sounds good. Starting live stream Q&A March 2024. Check. All right, cool. Good to go. All right. Check. Okay, cool. Welcome everyone. Doesn't look like anyone's tuning in yet, but that's all right. Starting off the Q&A live stream for the month. Shirt of the day is Volus. Super sick band of my buddy Justin Volus. That is the shirt of the day. Great band. Highly recommend if you like death metal. And he and I are. He runs a label called Vargeist Records out of South Carolina. One of the bands I'm in, Pythonism, Lovecraftian psychedelic funeral doom metal. We work with that label for distribution. Just did a split with a couple of projects. One of his other ones being Fall of Gnosis, and then another buddy of ours, his band Inner Sphere. And then I'm also in a project with Justin called Void Blight, which we have a new album coming soon. So, shirt of the day, bands to check out. To Alpha, Jared, hey brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hey Joe, thanks for tuning in, man. Happy birthday. I hope today is better than yesterday. One foot in front of the other, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, per the usual template format for my live streams for Q&A for the month, I have a couple of community post questions that I'm going to answer first, and then I will just free for all with the chat with everyone, answer your questions in the chat, have discussions, all that stuff. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to answer the community post questions, so bear with me, get that going. I do have a slow-mo delay on the chat, about 10 seconds. Helps keep the spammers away, helps me keep track of the chat as well. So get that all going, and I'm going to tackle these community post questions, and then we'll get to working, talking with everyone in the chat and everything. So bear with me here. I'm going to answer those first, since they were pre-posted questions and stuff, and then we'll just deal with talk with everyone in the live. So thanks you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. First question from our buddy One Round Left, fellow grunt, former grunt as well. Thanks for the great question as always, brother. He says, I've been canning / storing fruits and vegetables with my family for years. Do you have any experience yourself? Yeah. So my grandparents did a lot of canning and jarring. I grew up kind of around that. They kind of live out in the boonies, in farm country. And, that's something they did. My parents didn't really do it too much, a little bit. My mom would make like jams and stuff, jellies and stuff sometimes. I do have some local farm friends here that do some jarring and stuff too. So I've got some jars of shelf stable long term food. I don't really do it myself. Something I need to get into, but that's just I don't have the room, and it gets expensive buying a lot of jars and stuff. Jars are fairly cheap, but it adds up. So, but it's something I need to get into. So. But I do understand how it's done and everything. I know how that works. My grandparents taught me how to do it when I was younger and stuff, and they do it and everything. So yeah, I've been around it a little bit. It's a good question. Thank you. We'll go right to the next question here. Jean Valjean, you got a couple of questions here, so I appreciate your questions, man. First question is, what are the objectives of the U.S. forces in Syria? Why are we still there? Couple of reasons. To get into some of the geopolitics stuff. We have forces there because of its strategic location near Iran, as well as bordering Iraq and other countries, and dealing with other terrorism threats, being Hezbollah, Daesh, ISIS, which are still around, Al Qaeda, Hamas, number of Iranian-backed militias, and other things. We're still supporting some forces in Syria otherwise as well, logistically and otherwise, but apart from a contingent of U.S. forces, not just special operations, but there are support forces there too, operating in Syria, and especially with everything going on across the border in some other countries that have an active conflict going on. Um, those numbers are being bolstered a little bit because U.S. forces are being attacked by Iran and some of the terror forces. That's really what it chalks down to, in the military and geopolitical assessment scale is just strategic location and operations are ongoing, and they're going to keep going for the time being. So, global war on terror is a forever war. That's just how it is. Joe Morgan says America never leaves once we invade or liberate. We still have standing troops in Japan. Well, yeah, and again, strategic location. To a point with the Japanese too. I'll get a slight side tangent here with that. Protesting in Japan isn't, I wouldn't say uncommon, but it's less common than a lot of other places. One of their major protests is continuing with us being stationed in Okinawa. I get it, but at the same time, we have a massive partnership with them now. Economically and otherwise, they're a massive global trade partner, very rich country, and again, strategic location. So, another thing to note is the crime rate has jumped up. Japan started opening its doors to immigration over the last couple of years, and crime rate has jumped about 5.3%, if not a little bit higher by now. You can look those statistics up there all over Japanese news and otherwise. You can simple Google search and you'll see that, just as a side note too. And there's protests going on about that too. That's also why I bring that up, just as a side tangent. Next question from Jean Valjean. What's going on in Burma, also called Myanmar? Is the Rebel Alliance winning against the Chinese-backed junta? Partially. Let me give you a breakdown of the numbers. Strength of the anti-government, collective, ethno and otherwise rebel forces is about 100,000 PDF and affiliates, and more than 100,000 LDF and affiliate forces on the rebel side of your EAOs, your ethnic armed organizations, as a collective. So it's over 200,000 forces. The government side, the junta side, has about 150,000 personnel with just over 70,000 combat troops. Numbers are pretty balanced. And the fighting is ongoing. Casualties and losses, just as a quick breakdown, about 46,900 total killed, almost 5,000 civilians killed, another 25,500 arrested, 2,330,200 plus internationally or internally displaced persons, 95,600 refugees per United Nations as of December of last year. 11,400 residences destroyed, and that's data from Myanmar. 12,000 civilian properties estimated burnt or destroyed since February of 2022. So that's kind of a breakdown of what's going on in the conflict in Burma, Myanmar. The numbers are, as far as force numbers, they're pretty equal. The junta having Chinese backing, obviously is giving them an upper hand, kind of. But the junta, wherever they're getting all their weapons and supplies from and stuff, and they are getting some outside training from individuals in small volunteer NGOs and stuff, they're getting trained up, but they're using a range of weapons. Your Comblac weapons, your CNFALs, your CNAR pattern rifles. They've got RPGs, they've got Dishkas, PKMs, everything. There was just a video not long ago of a Chinese supplied, I believe it was a mobile artillery unit that was destroyed by the rebel forces. The fighting is intense, especially in certain areas. It's kind of broken up into ethnic provinces and stuff. But there's a lot of fighting going on. And that's not going to be letting up anytime soon, especially with those numbers. And as long as they can keep up their logistical sustainment, that fight's going to keep happening. But the junta they're not in control of part of the country, a substantial part of the country. Kind of to your point with the rest of the question there, are they winning that's kind of subjective. They're holding their own. That's about all I can say as far as an outside perspective and assessment looking in. But from everything I've seen, they're holding their own. Um, and we'll see what happens. That conflict is not ending anytime soon. So it's a good question. Let's see here. Let's see some more comments. Militant Roots say thanks for tuning in. Grow food. Yep. I'm still renting right now, so we have community gardens here and stuff. So we do have that capability to grow food and such. And we do it in small part, but I've got farm friends and things like that, and buddies in other areas with land that are growing food as well. So it's a team effort in that regard until I get property of my own. Let's see. Joe, mom's had her fourth CT scan. They suspect infection, yet blood test the CT been showing nothing. Man, I was on. For those that don't know, Joe Morgan, his mother is in intensive medical care right now for some medical complications due to mismedication and some compounded conditions otherwise. So wishing her all the best and wishing you all the best, Joe. Regarding the blood thinners, I was on Coumadin warfarin blood thinner for a time after my leg injury in the military because they found a blood clot in my leg while during the healing process. That was not fun. So I kind of understand what that's like. Not nearly to that degree, but I understand that that's a very, very dangerous medication. I don't know what that is. Joe said truth is often we found both sides in the same conflicts. Not with Myanmar. Other conflicts, yeah, but you see that you see that the same with the Saudis or the Iranians or the Turks or whatever too. So it's everybody's trying to play their long game and do what they can to influence and disrupt on all sides. Let's see. So that was another good question from Jean Valjean. Another of his questions: thoughts on Tigray and Ethiopia. Why doesn't the news talk about it? Well, a lot of people can't freaking find Ethiopia on a map even. So that's part of it. A lot of people just don't care because it's Africa. That's just the reality of people's ignorance, apathy, whatever you want to say. But for some information, to break it down with information for people, because context matters. Conflict in Ethiopia. Between 2020 and 2022, Ethiopia fought a war with militants from the northernmost region of Tigray, then under the control of the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, the TPLF. All these acronyms, wonderful. The conflict was one of the deadliest in recent world history and drew international attention from a preponderance of alleged war crimes, human rights abuses, and ethnic cleansing in Tigray. The war formally ended in November of 2022. Tigray was left in ruins, and its capital was turned over to the federal government of Ethiopia. For decades before the war, the TPLF was a dominant political force in Ethiopia between 1991 and his death in 2012. Tigrayan soldier politician Meles Zenawi governed Ethiopia as an autocracy with the backing of a TPLF-dominated coalition. The Zenawi regime oversaw rapid development and increased the international prominence of Ethiopia, but his government marginalized ethnic groups, including the Oromo and Amhara people, to solidify government power. Additionally, Ethiopia was at war with Eritrea from 1998 to 2000. The war was followed by a nearly 20-year-long frozen conflict, basically a DMZ thing of sorts, effectively paralyzing both countries politically and economically. TPLF continued to govern Ethiopia after Zenawi's passing until 2018, when protests, especially among the Oromo population, prompted the government to appoint Abiy Ahmed Ali as the next prime minister. Abiy, I don't know how to pronounce that particularly. Born in Oromia, was heralded by international actors and Ethiopians alike as the country's new hope for peace and ethnic harmony. Abiy promised early in the premiership to heal broken trust between the country's ethnic groups and then began to roll back restrictions on certain political freedoms. In 2019, he received the Nobel Peace Prize for negotiating an end to Ethiopia's 2-decade standoff with Eritrea. Again, another place that people probably cannot find on the map. For those that don't know, Ethiopia, and then up here to the east, upper east, is Djibouti. We have a major base in Djibouti called Camp Lemonnier. By 2020, ethnic relations within Ethiopia once again began to deteriorate. Multiple delays of long-promised national elections and the declaration of an extension of Abiy Ahmed's first term as prime minister in June 2020 grew indignation from the TPLF. The Tigray State Council's choice to hold local elections in defiance of federal orders further inflamed tensions. The elections ultimately solidified the TPLF's control in the region. On November 4th, 2020, Abiy accused Tigrayan troops of attacking a federal military camp in the Tigrayan capital of Mekelle, and ordered Ethiopian National Defense Force (ENDF) troops north. This began a military operation known as the Mekelle Offensive, which escalated quickly as the ENDF pushed further into Tigray, and the Tigray Defense Force (TDF) ramped up the response. So on and so forth. So there's been a ethnic civil war going on within Ethiopia. The other thing is the major exports of Ethiopia. Top exports are coffee. That's our biggest export with over 1.5 billion a year in exports. Gold at about almost 600 million a year in exports. Cut flowers and other vegetables accumulating about another 500 and change million a year. And oil seeds about another 215 million a year, exporting mostly to the United Arab Emirates for about 723 million, the US for about 560 million, Germany for about 275 million, and Saudi Arabia for 270 million, and Somalia for another 265 million. So, as far as exports go and things like that, you see what the breakdown is there. Coffee and gold, really. They really don't have oil. It's a sub-Saharan African desert nation, and just with the news and everything else, people just don't care and don't pay attention to it. They should care, especially with the gold aspect and coffee aspect. Coffee prices have gone up a bit. That's why, at least for coffee beans from Ethiopia, and gold. We're getting gold. That's not that it's part of our National Federal Reserve or anything anymore, but gold products, both for technology side and the consumer jewelry side and a number of other things, prices have gone up on that too. That's because of the war going on there. But yeah, people just don't care. They're just not paying attention. So that just, sadly, that's what it chalks down to there. Practical Rifleman, hey, what's up, man? Anyone else new joining? Go ahead and say hey in the chat and everything. I'll get to you. I'm just answering the rest of my community post questions. Slow mode for the chat is on, so I can help keep track of it, and it keeps the bots away. And we'll just keep going from there. Last question from Jean Valjean. Will there be a genocide against Boers in South Africa? Would the world care if it did? So, I have friends in South Africa. White South Africans have become marginalized, but they're still successful in many ways in South Africa. There's still a varying degree of cohesion depending on where you are in the country, business, economics, and otherwise. But with the growing cultural, ethnic, tribal nationalism that's going on in South Africa, I have a feeling that more of the white South Africans are going to be fleeing the country. We saw what happened to the riots a couple of years ago. And again, I've got friends in South Africa, and we're trying to support them as best I could. I got my buddies in contact with some security professionals that I know in South Africa and are from South Africa to kind of help them out, and all that stuff going on. But the country's falling apart. So if they don't want the contribution of the Boers, the Afrikaans, to help bolster the economy and retain some of the national stability, those people are going to go other places. And I know some that have come to the U.S. I know some that have gone to other countries like Zambia and Angola and some other countries, and are leaving, and they're not looking back. A couple of my buddies are staying put for now, but I don't know what the future holds for them. It's very unknown. So just kind of my geopolitical assessment of South Africa there too. So that is all for the community post questions. Those were great questions. Thank you for all of those great questions. I kind of rattled off a little bit there with some information, but it was necessary information to kind of give a better picture and spectrum idea of what's actually going on, at least in the geopolitical side and current events, conflicts, and stuff with the questions that were entailed there. So thanks for those questions. They were great. And hopefully I got them answered for you. They were good. So let's see here. Now I'll move over to the chat here. So Twin Arrows, hey, thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, people are leaving. What the hell? Whatever. Let's see. Joe Morgan, Ethiopia is a prime example of disarmament. Yeah, kind of. There's a lot of aspects and facets to it that people who aren't there can't understand. We can try from outside eyes as best as possible, but at the same time, without being there, and it's the same with Sudan and other places, you're not getting the full picture. You really aren't. So again, hey, Practical Rifleman, Joe Morgan, Armenia and Turkey had at it again in 2022. The Nagorno-Karabakh region is still hot right now. There's fighting going on right now between Azerbaijan and Armenia too. And the Turks and the Russians support and back Azerbaijan. Armenia also uses a mix of former Bloc weapons and stuff, but other stuff too. But they're not getting the support nearly that Azerbaijan is, and it's just an ugly situation there, man. World only cares if it fits their ideas of viewer retention. Well, yeah, at least with the MSM and everything. If it bleeds, it reads, right? South Africa is another country that heavily restricted arms. Yes and no to a point. You can still get firearms there. It's a channel on YouTube from South Africa called, I think it's Fortis. It's a security company, a technical training company in South Africa. They have a really good series of breakdown videos talking about how you get firearms legally in South Africa. The flow of black market arms into South Africa is huge, as well as the flow of black market products out of South Africa, ranging from stolen vehicles to exotic game meat and illegal poaching trade and a number of other things too. So it's a give and take there. Again, hey, Twin Arrows. Modern Frontiersman. What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in, man. All right. So, more questions? Anyone got more questions for the live chat? I do these live streams for about 2 hours. So I'm about 23 minutes in. So we got a while to go. So throw whatever questions. It doesn't have to be about one specific thing, geopolitical or otherwise. Just throw your questions out there in the live chat, and whatever you want to talk about. Throw them out there, and I'll answer them and talk about it. There's always something to talk about. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. I think Militant Roots, did he leave? Practical Rifleman, yeah. I got a signal message here. What do we got? Ooh, Modern Frontiersman, you got your, what is that, A2 clone? You got your A2 clone, A3 clone in from Bear Creek? Modern Frontiersman, I think I'm going to do a State of the Union live watch party tonight. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I might go review some highlights after it's all said and done. I'm not watching it though. You're still here, Ryder Rifleman. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I got other things to do later. Another reason why I only do like a 2-hour ish live stream too. Just I got stuff I got to do too. So hey, Jay, Modern Minuteman hit me up too. I think I'm gonna do a patch design for him too. And then I have right around midnight got it's just an EP, but I have a release coming for one of my other projects for tomorrow. Fridays are a big release day for the music industry, so got to be around to drop that. Morning for Tuesday. Yeah, I got the Revel. Can't decide what I want to do with it, if anything. No. Keep it as is. If anything, just put a Weaver mounted optic, on the carry handle, if anything, but you want to run it retro, man. It looks good. I know BCA gets a little flack for their quality control and stuff, but hey, if it runs, it runs. Yet, rifle fine. Exactly. So I say about my M70AK too, man. I love it. Again, shirt of the day, Volus. Great band. Go check them out. I'm in a project with the dude, the guy who has that band. I'm in a project with him as well called Void Blight. We have a new album that will be coming soon. And then he also runs a record label that one of the other bands I'm in does releases with as well. Pythonism, the Lovecraftian psychedelic funeral doom metal band. We do CD releases with his label, Vargeist Records. Hey, some new people popped in. What's up? Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. That's for you. Joe Morgan. Well, this is lovely. Medicaid maybe taking your car. Manga was in long-term care. That's weird. I take it is it in her name or is it in your name? What would be the stipulations? I know slow mode is on for the chat, but what would be the stipulations for that? Why would they take that? That's strange. Huh. BV Luminous, hey, what's up, man? You're not the type to run? Distance running sucks. Don't run. Don't run. I see, Joe. I see. Well, see if she could sign it over to you, and you just go to the your Department of Motor Vehicles and do a title change, a name change on the title. See if she'll do that for you. You can go visit her and do that. There shouldn't be a reason that they would take it otherwise, though. Anyway, even if it's still in her name, I mean, she ain't gone yet. So, Marta for Tuesman, you think Joe will be able to form a sentence tonight? Probably not. Probably not. FTB. Just paid it off too. Well, that's good at least. Oh, they don't care? Well, you got the Joe, you got some things that you could do on your end to work it in your favor. Do a workaround. You can't because you're out of booze. I'm admittedly a bit of an alcohol snob. I don't like the cheap stuff. More power to you though, but like beer, Belgians. The Belgians perfected beer, man. They did. They really did. I'm all about them 7.5+%, beers. 11% tripels and stuff. That's the way to go. Joe, I could afford this. Drink this booze. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't drink that often, man. I limit it to maybe 1 or 2 times a month. Saves me money, but also I just keep it for certain social occasions, special circumstances, celebrations, things like that. Such a sassy snob. Hey, man. Quality over quantity. Plus, you reduce the risk of, ethanol poisoning and all that fun stuff. Reminder, drink water. Ugh. And I'm a mead guy. I like my mead. High quality vodkas. Perun, it's a Serbian vodka made with sugar beets. It's copper distilled and then copper still, and then they distill it like 9 times. Super smooth. One of my other favorites is Zubrodovka, which is I think it's now one of the national vodkas of Poland. It's a Polish bison grass vodka. Really good. I can't drink that one anymore, though, unfortunately, because it's fortified with grain alcohol and not potatoes. You have some mead on the shelf next to you. That is awesome, Josh. That is awesome. The mead must flow. Yeah, we have some really good meaderies around here. Yeah. I would try my hand at making some of my own, but I don't have the space for it, so still working on finding a larger place with a little bit of land, something that I can actually, buy and call my own. Anyone new joining? Welcome, welcome. Say hello in the chat. Slow mode is on, for me to help keep track of it, and also to keep the spammers and bots away. Oh, 30 minutes in. Not bad. Just kind of hanging out. Got the community post questions answered. Anybody who missed those that may have had one, you can go back and watch the beginning of the video. I answered all those. Otherwise, just shooting the breeze with the peeps here and answering your questions. You prefer bourbon? You're not supposed to drink the methotrexate you're on. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Bib and Tucker. That's my favorite bourbon. Bib and Tucker. Old timey brown bottle. Their 10-year is really good. They have a 12-year too, but I almost like the 10-year more. It's really good. But yes, if you're not supposed to be mixing the hooch with your medication, don't. Martyr for Tearsman, want to do a Sicario spoof? At some point, that'd be funny. That would be funny. Such a good movie. The first one's it's so good. So good. It's like, yeah, it's just like some of those movies that just build up that just have that tension to them. It's like Sicario, No Country for Old Men, Dunkirk. There's a couple other ones out there too that are it's just this awesome atmosphere of just realistic tension to it, much more than other Hollywood stuff out there. Like, oh, it's so good. Sicario spoof. That'd be funny. I'd want to be oh god, it's the one CIA guy with the glasses and everything. I forget his character name in the movie. He's based off of a picture of a Delta guy from back in the day that was doing PSD for dudes in Iraq, and he's got the glasses and the rifle and everything, and the dress shirt and all that. Practical Rifleman, Last of the Mohicans, Jeremiah Johnson, Black Hawk Down's another one. Last of the Mohicans is good, but it doesn't have that same kind of tension. Jeremiah Johnson. God, it's been a long time since I've seen that one. Threads, excellent movie. You can watch it for free on YouTube here too. There's a horror movie channel. Is it Kings of Horror maybe? Or one of those. They actually have it for free on YouTube as well to watch. Threads is a really good movie. Steve, yes, thank you, Josh. Steve, fucking love Steve. So cool. Threads is a really good movie. Was still one of the most like accurate, realistic depictions of like, and it's fairly dated in a British film, but still fairly accurate to like you know, the whole nuclear scenario and the fallout afterwards and stuff. Another one is The Road. Fantastic movie. I know, Josh, you talked about that not long ago. Really, any of the books by Cormac McCarthy are just fantastic, but that movie was good too. Very, very dark and has that tension to it too. Joe Morgan. One good thing about premium is you get free movies and no commercials. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's funny because like and if you don't have YouTube Premium, if you go to the YouTube like movies and TV section now, it's all like weird now. They did a big change lately, and they don't have anything listed for free movies. You just have to search free movies on YouTube in the YouTube search to even get any free movies to come up. Or if like a certain movie you want to try and see if it's free, you have to look it up because like it won't show it otherwise if you don't have premium in the listing now on movies and TV for YouTube, which is so dumb. It used to be really nicely laid out and stuff for their rotational free to watch stuff, but it's not there anymore. Joe Morgan and the Road is my favorite book and movie. Yeah, super good. Super good. You'll never watch The Road again. Yeah, I know. It's a tough one, man. That's a tough one to watch. The book is even crazier. If you read the book, highly recommend the book too. Again, most Cormac McCarthy books, and he did No Country for Old Men too, the book, and then it was made into a movie, which again, peak of greatness in film. The book is just crazy, dude. It's so good. Yep, great, absolutely. Practical Rifleman. It was great. And I'm one of those people. I still buy and collect, you know, like DVDs and stuff. I've got a pretty good selection. You can see my giant monolithic stack of music CDs here. You know, my movie collection is much like that too. Though they're shelved a little bit better in the living room area. Got a substantial collection. I like tangible physical. Like all the digital streaming services and everything, like it's great, but you should be able to buy a physical version. I do with music because I like to support the music scene, and there's a lot of excellent albums out there that I want to get, you know, and if there's physical available, I'm gonna get it and support the band. But like with movies and stuff, like yeah, I want physical. Netflix just stopped doing their rental service and stuff, so nothing they put out now for original movies or anything is going to be available on physical. I've got Narcos. I've got Narcos season 1 through 3. I've got there's a couple others I want to get, but I'm not going to be able to get them now, like Siege of Jadotville, um, the All Quiet on the Western Front remake. I want to get that on physical, but they don't retail them, and you can't get rentals anymore. So, you know, what do I do? It's kind of annoying because I really want to add those to my collection and have a physical version because tangible is always better. You know, streaming service goes down, internet goes down. Hey, guess what? I got a freaking DVD player and a TV. I can go watch movies, you know, and then do other things. Like relying on streaming services is not great. You still need to have that tangible option. 1979 movie is better than the new one. All Quiet on the Western Front. Some aspects. It wasn't as dark though. I like the realism and darkness aspect of the remake because like the original All Quiet on the Western Front from like the 1930s or whatever, the black and white one. That one was really good too. And I like that one, the original better than the 70s version too. But the 70s version one is great too. I mean, I enjoyed that one, but I don't know. I like how they did things a little bit more in that more visceral sense, you know, with the new one, the new one. Practical Rifleman, they can always change them later if there are no physical copies. I'm not sure what you mean, like re-edit the film, or I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yes, I know there's a delay in the chat, but let me know what you mean there, Practical Rifleman, whenever that pops up, whenever you can send again. But yeah, no, it's just call me old school. I just really like to have physical. Yeah. Okay, that's what you meant. Editing. Yeah, give me a more culturally appropriate. Yeah, that stuff sucks, man. Like remakes and stuff. Like okay, Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings trilogy. Awesome. One of the best trilogies of all time. Full stop. Hobbit movies, eh, they were okay. Little too much differentiation in the style from Lord of the Rings to my liking. I wish they would have kind of kept that style, but for the Hobbit and stuff. But yeah, and then god awful Rings of Power series from Amazon, dude. They butchered the Silmarillion, dude. I Anybody who's read the books is not happy. Anybody who's a fan of Tolkien or has read the books, not a fan of at all of what Amazon did. I refuse to watch Rings of Power. Yeah, that's true about Vaseline, Joe. That's true. I got busy next couple of days. Yeah, the album released, prep for Midnight Tonight. Just an EP. Tomorrow got studio time for Eldarion, which is a Tolkien themed epic atmospheric metal project. Working on our second full length album. We're probably close to about 50-60% done with all the tracking. We still got a couple of songs we have to fully guitar and instrument track and stuff. And then last step is doing all the vocal track, writing lyrics, doing all the vocal tracking, and then final mix, master, and stuff. Hopefully by June, that album will be done and ready to be released. And then, yeah, I got some other band stuff and studio time stuff coming up too. The Aposticum project has got that album we're working on. I think we're going to finally start knuckling and down and getting started on some of the studio tracking. We have all the scratch tracks done. The single that we released, that'll be on the album too. Obviously, that's part of the album, but that'll get retracked for the album as well. So we got all that we're doing too. Busy. Keeping busy. Ooh. Questions? Any other questions? Anything else people want to talk about? I'm still here. We're getting close to 45 minutes. I'm still here for another hour 15 in this live stream. Talk about whatever. How long have I been playing music from Practical Rifleman? I've been playing guitar since I was 9. In my late 30s now. So I've been playing that a long time. I've been playing drums since I was probably about 12. On and off. I don't have a drum kit though, so I'm pretty rusty with that. But like guitar, and then I just play a number of other instruments and stuff. But I've been playing since I was 9, guitar anyway, and then I've been playing in bands since high school, so early 2000s, 2003, 2004. No, it was 2004. Joined in my first like serious band, and I was still in high school. So 20 years of on and off professional band experience, and then even longer playing instruments. I got a number of instruments, guitars, basses, some traditional instruments and stuff. Yeah, doing that a long time. And then I got some live sound engineering background and stuff too, a little bit of experience there and all that fun stuff. Long time. Joe, not much going on here. And our cousin calling, gonna ask her your options about saving the car. That's good. Talk it out, figure it out. You got some options. Practical Rifleman. Yeah, it is. Thank you. I had a lot of fun doing it. You know, it's a hobby and a labor of love as much as like a side professional gig. You know, because I've got my professional work. You know, with the private sector, protective services, security industry, and all that stuff. But then, you know, I've got all this music stuff too, and then aside from that, all the graphic design stuff I do and all that too. So I keep busy. Good way to keep myself out of trouble, right? Besides when I get myself into trouble at work. Practical Rifleman. Played a little back in the day. At a regular time. Had a regular time with another dude as a house band. It was never that great. Ah, man. I still want to hear you play. Break out the old acoustic or something, you know, do a little diddle. Play a little ditty. I want to hear you. I want to hear you play. make yourself some music for your channel for like your um like your homepage video or whatever, you know, something like that. I'm sure you're better than you give yourself credit for. I think I've heard you play before, but I think you sent me something before if I remember correctly. And I liked it. It was good. You know your way around, you know. Don't discredit yourself too much. And everyone's got their own style too, you know. I'm not classically trained by any stretch. You know, tabs make more sense to me than trying to read sheet music. It just does. Um, but you know, you just work at it and doing something you enjoy. You can make a career out of it, however big or underground, you know, whatever. And I'm in a lot of projects too, you know, because I play in a lot of different styles and things like that too. So apart from like, you know, reading tabs and understanding theory to an extent and stuff, you know, it's like one of the ways that I like learn sometimes is like if I really like a part in a song, I try and find a live video of the band playing it to kind of figure out what they're doing on the guitar and see how they're doing it and just kind of understand the technique and stuff. Like that's something else I do. It's a lot of fun. My camera blurry, kind of. Why is my camera blurry? Kind of blurry. I got all greeny. What the hell? What the hell? I need to get a better. I need to get a better camera at some point, but I mean, this puts out at 720, so I mean, it's not terrible, but get an external like HD camera at some point for doing the live because my camera that I used to do YouTube videos, that's I can't use that for live stream. It doesn't have that capability, but it works great for making videos. Any other questions? Topics of discussion? Use your phone for everything. I just don't like smartphones. I have a very special kind of smartphone. It is a flip phone, but it is a smartphone and it's got touchscreen and all that. The camera's a potato. I'm not using this for anything. A phone, in my principle, a phone is just for communications, not for all the other stuff. So like if I'm out and about, I'm not engaging on YouTube or doing anything like that. I'm in the moment, enjoying my time, doing what I'm doing and all that, or working, whatever it is. I use the phone for communications, work related and personal messengers and all that stuff, making phone calls, you know, things like that. Um, that's what a to me that's what a phone's for. I'm old school like that. I don't really like these big blocky brick fragile smartphones. I don't. That's just me though. So and in Joe's honor, filter tubadoom. But yeah, like making YouTube videos, I use a camera. I've got a Canon camera. It's a fairly nice one. It's a SX540HS. Because I do photography too, and it's really good photography camera, for what it is. But yeah, I can make videos with it, no problem. Joe, the roll your own things are terrible. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, camels are my poison of choice. Practical Rifleman, you have a Nikon camera, but the audio sucks. That's strange because I used to have a really nice Nikon DSLR. It is at the bottom of a very deep lake, unfortunately. It decided to just dive off of a boat when we were on the water one day. So, and I went with the Canon. Didn't cost nearly as much, and but it's still good for what it is. Um, My the Canon the mic isn't great if it's really windy out. That's the one time that I really have issues with it. But otherwise it's fine if it's in a fairly controlled space or sterile area, audio wise, sound wise. It's unfortunate to hear about Nikon though. Should be able to just go to like check the Best Buy website. You might be able to get a plug-in external microphone for it. Should keyword. Oopsies. Yeah. Yep. Wasn't Lake Michigan, but I was on another lake, fairly substantial lake, and the water was a little rough. We were ripping along, and yep, just camera bag just whoop hit a bump, and it just whoop. Boat went one way, camera bag went the other, and right in the drink. Probably about 250 feet deep in a lake. So Predator old enough you won't take an external mic. Yeah, okay, yeah. So maybe an upgrade is in order soon. At least for video making. I mean, I like Nikon cameras. They take really good pictures, so it's worth keeping for that, obviously. But you know, I've got a GoPro too. I don't use that all that much, but like a lot of the time, sometimes I'll wear it like head mounted or whatever if I'm doing something like you saw in the recent Zastava video. Other times, I've got a pick rail mount for it, so I can mount it right onto like my AR on the side, so you get that view of it too, which is pretty cool. But I only use that sometimes. It's a GoPro Hero 10 Black. That's a but Canon cameras, it'll cost you a little bit less, and you can get a pretty solid Canon camera with a decent microphone, onboard microphone for not terribly much right now. I think the one I have, the SX540HSs, I think they're going for like 300, something like that, maybe 350. I don't know. I can't quite remember. It's been a couple of years, so it's slightly older model, but not like super outdated or anything. It's not taking like 4K video or anything, but yeah, high enough quality. There's a lot of things that it doesn't really matter if it's like 4K or whatever, or 2K. I don't need to see every single pore on someone's face, sometimes. Other things, yeah, it matters, mechanical nuances, getting in there and being able to look at things and much needed high detail or whatever, like whatever. I get it then, but other times, yeah, no. Oh, maybe lost somebody, maybe gained somebody. Welcome any new people. Say hey in the chat. Hopefully, I'm seeing everyone's chats. I've got live chat set here. Every once in a while, though, people's comments will just not show up for some reason. I know cousin Dick, his comments just don't show up for some reason. YouTube's got him shadowed. Practical Rifleman from the 80s and 90s, VHS quality makes me happy. Dude, right? Like, yeah, I was born in the 80s, man. 80s, 90s kid. Come on. Like, Nothing wrong with it. I like DVDs. I don't need like super high quality Blu-ray. Like I watched the original Star Wars on Blu-ray, like 4K Blu-ray, a while back at a buddy's place, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, I could see every pore on Harrison Ford's face. I don't need that. I don't need that. Like, as long as the quality is good, but like that is just crazy. Like, Joe, you're here. You're just kind of no. It's fine, man. Joe, you take your time, man. You just try and enjoy yourself, and put on some tunes or whatever, man. I don't know what other hobbies you have, but hobbies are always good. Drawing, painting, something that don't really cost money. Music, always music too. Like whenever I'm working, at home, because I do work from home a lot right now. Um, I've always got music on if I'm not in meetings or calls or whatever. I've got music on. It's just one of those things. I always got music on. Sorry, heard a jet. Not a fighter jet. That was crazy because I got a small air base fairly close to me, and they got the F-35s. The other day, we had F-18s and F-16s flying around too. I was like, "What the hell are those doing here?" So I don't know if they were on their way uh, for an event or a joint training thing somewhere, or if they were on their way to another air base and it was a stationing, kind of a layover spot or what. But had a number of different fighters flying around. It was pretty cool. I don't mind living near the small air base. Kind of makes me feel like I'm back on base. Doesn't bother me. Other people complain about the noise. It's like, shut the fuck up. We have national defense for a reason. There's a reason they're here. We're considerably close to the Canadian border, only a couple hour drive from it. So, got to keep them weather balloons in check, right? Joe, I think it's just your gun collection or a safe place to store them, out of reach of anti-gun feeling. Yeah, that can complicate things. I picked that one up. It was on super sale, which was cool. It was like $120 on sale, like super sale. Right when Gander Mountain Gander Outdoor was discontinuing sales of anything tactical gear or firearm related, and they were selling off everything at like super discounted prices. So it was cool. Just find a deal. Save a couple of ducats, or see if somebody's got a used one they're getting rid of on Craigslist or OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace or something. Pawn shop for a loan. Ooh, I mean that's an option. I would recommend you keep your toys, but you got to do what you got to do. Just and just make wise make think it through. Think it through, man. Practical Rifleman, old Gander Mountain. Yeah, pretty much everyone has forgot about them because the freaking owners suck and they shot themselves in the foot. Now, granted, when it comes to like certain camping products that they have and certain outdoors products, like they've got some good name brand stuff, brand name stuff. But I refuse to shop at them now because of the whole firearm thing, and they just focus on that and like their RV crap now. The outdoor stuff, the camping stuff, and then like RV stuff. Really ramped up on the RV stuff. There's only a couple of locations left in the country. One of them's kind of near me, but it's like a major like RV sales location now. Like they don't, you they really don't care about true outdoors people. Yeah, I know, Joe. My comment earlier on your video, look at those resources, do a Google search, look at those resources. There's no reason that you should have to go to a shelter. There's there's other ways. There's assistance out there. Local pawn shop, since you were a little kid, at least be safe storage. I mean, that's fair. I mean, if they're friends and it's good rapport. I mean, otherwise, if you have another friend who does have storage, you know, without having to go to them. I know you're thinking worst case scenario, but be proactive and work towards not letting it get into a worst case scenario. That's what I'm trying to get at. You got a lot of you got a lot of measures that you can take and things that you can do before it really comes down to that. Just breathe. Just breathe, bro. You're good. You're good, man. Someone else joined. Welcome. Say hello in the chat. Ask a question. Topic of discussion, whatever. Glad you're here. Slow mode is on to keep the spammers and bots away, but also to help me keep track of the chat. Joe, you're good until May. Gives you, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got time, man. Literally just the beginning of March here. You got time, man. You got plenty of time to figure it out. Don't worry. Questions, topics, anything. Radical Rifleman, you don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Practical Rifleman, just do something, get that title signed over. There's a couple of ways you can do it. Yep, good. Good, Joe, good. Talk to your cousin about it. Good. Yep. I've been helping someone deal with that lately too, with family passing, and then having to deal with the estate and stuff. It's a process. It could be a real pain in the ass, especially for home property and stuff. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass. It's a process though. You'll get through it though. You're a smart guy. Come on. See you next Tuesday, sister. Your title out of state, both of them working. Oh, that's a booty sweat. Well, you can go to your local. You can go to your local DMV and get another title, another valid copy of the title. You can get another one. There's no reason that she should have it, especially out of state. Especially if her name's not on it anywhere or whatever. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I got that earlier, Joe. I got that. That's what I'm saying. You just take the necessary information to the DMV. The vehicle VIN number, plate number, and then I would assume you have some of your mother's documents. Birth certificate, proof of residency. All that stuff, and you should be able to get another one. There's probably going to be a fee involved with it, but at least you can get another one. Hey, cool. There you go. I just had to renew my driver's license last month, or back in December. They definitely change how it looks. It's like they change it every couple of years. Got all those fancy holograms and stuff on it now. Any other questions, comments, anything? Topics. Renewed yours for 8 years last year. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's a fairly standard renew time bracket for license renewals. Like anywhere between 6 and 10 years is usually the norm. Practical Rifleman, getting your kids ready for bed and doing some reloading. Ooh, nice. Very nice. I still got to swing down your way at some point and get some distance shooting in. I know I've talked about that before. There's only a couple of ranges in my state that are they're members only ranges for one, which is a pain in the butt, but you can get guest pass. And one of them's a known distance. It's like a 1,280 yard long distance range. And then the other one, I think, is 1,000 yards. Those are really the only two. Apart from that, it's you either got to do private land or you're shooting at much closer distances. So I don't get to do nearly as much long range shooting as I used to, unfortunately. It was a lot easier on the company dime. So Joe says only good outcome in all this is after mom's sorted, you never have to deal with the rest of the family again. Yeah, that's true. If there is estrangement there, yeah, you don't have to deal with them. That is a bonus. Practical Rifleman, there's a private range that is 2,000 yards, about 45 minutes away when you're not a member. You can shoot 1,200 on. Oh, dude, that's awesome, though. 1,200? That's a good clip, man. That's some good shooting there. Yeah. Joe, haven't been able to shooting. Oh yeah, that's a while. You're gonna be brushing the dust off there. That's okay. It comes back pretty quick. Yeah, I like long distance shooting. I like precision shooting. I was never in like a DDM role. You know, we have the training, that mandatory initial training that we do, and then periodic training that we do on the platforms. But you know, it's was never in a DDM or sniper role or anything. So I never got to do it as much as I wanted to, even though it was nice when I was able to do it. You know, and I've got a pretty decent platform for it. I mean, it's a pretty light rifle for precision work, but you know, it's hunting rifle, scout rifle, but it's good. It's good for what it is. I just want to stretch its legs, you know, because I think I've only been able to stretch its legs out to 300 so far. So at least that rifle, my Tika, the Tika. Second on the PNW when you're a kid shooting handguns, still competent. Oh yeah, I was just saying, you know, just there will be a little rustiness there, but it'll come back quick. Doop-a-doop. Oh, we lost someone. Uh-oh. No one's saying hi. Everyone's just coming in and then leaving right away. I see how it is. No, I'm just fucking with people. It's all good. No biggie. Usually average somewhere between like 2 and 10 viewers, so it's whatever. It's not like I've got every subscriber that's subscribed to me watching, you know, for a live stream. That would be cool, but that would also be a complete shit show at the same time. So, and I've got a mix too, because my channel is not just about one kind of thing. I've got a mix of people, so that subscribe to me. So, some aren't into the boomsticks. Some are here for the music. Some are here for the boomsticks and not the music. Whatever. I've noticed one person, I don't know who, but they keep disliking anytime I put music stuff up. It's like, you realize I'm not in a pigeonhole. I kind of share everything I do. I don't know whoever that person is disliking this stuff. Take a step back. Joe, both your sisters are trying to kiss ass about the car title, or putting your cousin in the case. She's vicious. Dude, familial stuff is so nasty, especially when it comes to dealing with estate people. You really get to see people's nasty side in true colors when that stuff happens, and it's ugly. It can get very ugly. So it is a good thing if regarding those people, if you don't have to deal with them after all this is said and done, whenever that is in the future, more power to you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Again, shows you what kind of people they are, Joe. New viewer, welcome. Say hello in the chat. Ask a question, bring up a topic of discussion, whatever. We're just kind of, I answered all the community post questions already, so now we're just kind of hanging out with people here. Slow mode is on just for me to keep track of the chat, but also to keep the spammers and bots away. But go ahead and say hey. Appreciate you tuning in. About an hour and 12 minutes in. About another 45, 48 minutes to go. I usually do this for about 2 hours. Joe, most of your gun collection went to save the car from the bank. Have it in writing. It was promised to me. There you go. Get it notarized. So surety from the bank is one thing. Notarized from the state or the county is an additional bonus. It's a security blanket for yourself. And it's the same with power of attorney and all that stuff too. And obviously every state does it just a little bit differently, but yep, all that stuff. Think it was notarized? Yeah, good. Double check, but that's good. That's good. Again, security blanket for you. Ryan Jones, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. You're new here, just trying to get a feel for things. Well, welcome. I appreciate you tuning in. So, a little bit about me. Army veteran, security contractor, security consultant, also a professional musician and graphic designer. I do a number of things. My channel, I don't really pigeonhole myself. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos before. Please, by all means, I have 360 something, 370 something videos. Check some of those out at some point. Really, any topic of discussion is open, man. You got a wide range of things to talk about or whatever, just whatever. So, metalhead, I like my guns. I like art. I like a lot of things. I like being outside. Yeah, just hanging out, man. So, appreciate you being here. But yeah, anyone who's in here right now, ask a question, bring up a topic, whatever. Got plenty of time left to shoot the breeze before I got to bounce out. So, plenty of time left, about 45 minutes. Just kind of hanging out. But yeah, otherwise, pretty nice day out today here. Ryan, seats of music and appreciate the fact you branch out. Hell yeah, man. Is there a certain region you like being in more than others? As far as like work, I currently live in the North Midwest Great Lakes area. Um, not too far from Canada, pretty far north. I like it here. I like the cold. Also keeps the riffraff away a bit. But as far as work wise, certain region I've liked being in. I've lived a lot of other places too personally. I've lived in Texas. I was stationed in Georgia with the Army. I've lived in Iowa, Illinois. I lived in Kansas for a short time, and all that. And I've traveled all over the place. Um, as far as for work region I like being in, I mean I've been to the Middle East a couple of times. Um, I did enjoy South America. Been to Colombia a few times, and that was really cool. Really good food. Um, been to Mexico. Been to Honduras. Uh, yeah. As far as living in the U.S., though, I like where I am now in the north, the far north of the lower 48, getting into the subarctic region. So our winters do get cold and they are long, but I like that. So, how about you? Where are you from, Ryan? Joe, you like everything about Idaho but the winters? Yeah. Even here, you have people that have lived here their entire life and they complain about the cold. It's like, okay, why are you still here? Just move somewhere warm then. From Oklahoma and Indiana now. Oh, okay, cool. You get the you're on the lower side of the Great Lakes there. I got another buddy in Indiana too. Less tornadoes anyway than Oklahoma. I know. I used to live in Texas, so I could say that. Ready to rev, man. Gotta go, brother. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you later. I was actually living in Texas when I was a kid. I was living in Texas when the OKC bombings happened, actually. And we ended up driving through Oklahoma City on a trip one time right after it happened. Uh, that was interesting. And I lived in Central Texas, so for a time, and I've got a bunch of friends down there too, still, and some family too. Got some family down in the Corpus Christi area. I enjoy it down there. Good times. You remember it well. You were young at the time and made it different for. Yeah, 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 exactly. You know, getting in the. Yep, definitely made an imprint. And I was in high school when 9/11 happened, so it was, same kind of thing too. It's like, yeah, it's stuff you don't forget, never. Joe, thing that bites about all this, places all over the U.S. can go, but have a hop a bus and go away. Well, that's why you try and get the vehicle. That'll make things at least a little bit easier. Try and keep that vehicle. Yeah, I like it here. It's been a pain in the ass trying to find land though. The market was very scarce for a while, and prices have not been good. So that's been a pain in the ass. But there's been a little bit more coming on the market, but the prices are not great still. Still way overpriced for value. Yeah, talk to my realtor. At least I have a good realtor. So still trying to figure that out. Any new people, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Say hello in the chat, ask a question, bring up a topic of discussion. Appreciate you being here. Slow mode is on to keep the bots and spammers away and for me to keep track of the chat. Get some hydrate. Hydrate. Drink water. But yeah, there's been a lot of good music coming out lately. So anybody who's not in the know, keeping track of the good tunes, there's a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of good music promotion channels on YouTube, apart from various record labels that have their own channels and stuff too. I know a lot of people use Spotify nowadays. So one of my bands is on Spotify. Well, two of my bands are on Spotify. One I control. The other one is controlled by a label. One band is called Eldarion. It's a Tolkien themed, like epic atmospheric metal. That's on Spotify. And then Decoherence, which is like the quote unquote biggest band I'm in. Those releases are put out by our label, Sentient Rune Laboratories, also on Spotify, but also can be found all over the YouTube. Other than that, Bandcamp. People need to go check out Bandcamp because that's a really, really good way to directly support bands. And you can follow whichever bands and you'll get updates from them all the time. Apart from the promotion channels and stuff, and see what's coming out because there's a lot of stuff that comes out, a lot of good stuff that comes out. The new Job for a Cowboy album is fantastic. People should check that out. Long time coming. I think it's been, 10, 12 years since they put their last album out. I think 10 years. Worth it. A lot of other good stuff too. Definitely a lot of stuff to go check out. And I've got some releases for my projects coming soon. The many that I'm in. New Void Blight album is coming. New Eldarion album is coming. Working on the first Aposticum album. New Anointing Maelstrom EP comes out tomorrow. New Pythonism split will be coming out soon. And we just released an EP that's also part of a split that just got released for Pythonism. Got a number of other things in the works too. So a lot of good stuff. Ryan, do you have band names in your profile? Yep. The about section of my channel. Yeah, the about section. All the bands are listed, and then there's Bandcamp links to, I think all of them are on there. Yeah, I've got them all on there. Just about. At least all the active projects, anyway. There's a couple of inactive projects or projects that are on hiatus or whatever that may not be listed, but all the active ones are. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And thank you for checking them out. I appreciate it. I play all kinds of styles and stuff within like the metal scene and all that. And then I do have a independent shamanic early Iron Age kind of style Nordic tribal music project that I have as well called Bani, which is Old Norse word for bane of thy enemies. But it's, think like Danheim or Wardruna or whatever, kind of that style. Not quite as high-end production layered, a little more raw and much more shamanistic and to the earlier time period style. Well, apart from that, metal bands, and then sometimes I'll do like dark ambient collaborations and projects and stuff too, but mostly metal. Yeah, it's a good time. Keep busy with it, and I do graphic design as well. I've done band logos, band artwork, tactical patch design. Like I do all that stuff too. Business logos and stuff. I do that stuff too on the side. Metal names are always fun. Hell yeah, they are. Dude, so much fun. I like designing logos as much as, checking out all these bands and both that have been around and new bands up and coming and, definitely fun names. That's for sure. One of my there's a couple of really cool band names from more recent bands that they've got releases out. I mean, you've got cool band names. Cosmic Putrefaction, fantastic band. That guy's awesome. Blood Incantation, that's a cool band name. And then you got other ones like Of Feather and Bone. Our Place of Worship is Silence. Those are really longer names, but really fucking cool band names too. And that's all good music. All those bands are great. Joe, I listen to older music more than anything. Well, that's like I love my old school death metal and black metal. First wave of black metal, second wave black metal, like old school death metal. Like I love all that too. Who doesn't love Slayer? If you don't love Slayer, fuck you. The older stuff's great too. I go back and listen to old Grave albums and Unleashed and old Suffocation and that. I listen to that all the time. The old original Emperor albums, old Mayhem, like all that. Like I listen to all that as much as new stuff too. I'm all over the place with it. Things I will not listen to. I don't listen to rap and hip hop. I don't listen to top 40. I don't listen to most mainstream pop. I don't listen to like pop music and mainstream pop and all that. I don't listen to those. I really don't listen to a lot of country music either. I just don't enjoy it. Some older, like old country music, and they're just shredding away bluegrass style and stuff. Like some of that's okay, but even then, most of the time, I don't listen to that. Like I'm much more like classic rock, metal. I like classical music. Some folk and then like neo folk and stuff and then like world music, whether it's tribal or otherwise. I like world music too, stuff like that. I'm a little more eclectic with that kind of thing. So I don't even know that first name. I know obviously everyone knows Johnny Cash, but again, I don't really listen to country all that much. I don't really listen to it. Just not my thing. Yeah, probably not. Probably not, Joe. I don't know. Yeah, probably not. Like old contemporary folk and stuff. Like Gordon Lightfoot is fine. Jim Croce, um, old Cat Stevens. Like that's a lot of stuff my dad listened to too. So I was around. In the house too. But at the same time, he's listening to Rush and all that. And my mom, big AC/DC fan. And heard Sabbath when I was young too. She's not that much big of a Sabbath fan, but it was still around. And she was big into like the hair metal bands. White Snake. She's a big White Snake fan, but like bands like that from the 80s and stuff. But yeah, just is what it is. As far as 80s bands, like I'm still, Slayer, Annihilator, Testament, bands like that. Militant Roots. When am I getting monetized? So I've already hit the first two criteria, and then there's two sub criteria to be monetized. One of them I'm very close to, which is just a standard view hours count. I think I only need 175 hours more hours of viewer time count, and then I'll hit that benchmark, and then I can be monetized. The other one is for shorts, but I don't give a shit about shorts. So every once in a while I'll put them up. That's usually if I have a buddy with a phone around, because my camera doesn't film in phone format, which is kind of dumb that shorts are only in phone format dimensions. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. But one of the secondary criteria I'm very close to hitting, and then potential monetization. So we're close. That's a good question. Ryan Jones, you can get lost in some of the genres, subgenres, like tribal too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, I know Sepultura. Sepultura. Yep. As far as the metal side with tribal and stuff, yeah, Sepultura. There's a number of bands from like Indonesia and stuff too, that have been pretty cool about incorporating kind of more cultural tribal world music into the metal that they do. There's some good slam bands out there from Indonesia that are doing that, and Brazil. Otherwise, apart from Sepultura, that obviously quite a few. BV shorts do give watch out. Yeah, I know. I just don't like shorts. I don't do a lot of shorts personally. Just because I don't film with my phone. I don't have a phone for that. I don't have that kind of phone for that kind of thing. And I really don't even like watching shorts. I'm much more like, I like watching videos that people put a lot of time into, like a little bit longer format videos. Even if they're a 4-minute long video, I prefer that over a short. Yeah, right. Aside from the separate requirements, and as far as the sub criteria, standard video watch hour time, I'm very close to hitting that mark with all my videos that I have. It helps because I am such a diverse channel with putting out music stuff, and then I'll do a video. Hey, watch me make a band logo for 45 minutes, and then I've got the tactical stuff, and then discussion videos and all that compounds together. So I get a wider range of viewership, which is cool. And that counts towards those watch hours. I'm just still a small channel, which is, that's fine. So it just takes longer to hit that benchmark in order to meet those requirements, which, again, that's okay. Joe, I think I only need to watch hours. Right. Good to go. Ryan, probably need to bail. When you leave streaming to bump up your total hours. Thanks, man. I'll be streaming for about another 30 minutes or so. And that goes for anybody who comes back to this video, to this live stream after to replay or whatever. I have like 360 something, almost 370 videos on my channel, a wide range of stuff, and a good number of them people have not watched. There's certain videos that do really well, and a big portion of those are product videos, overviewing, tactical products and stuff. And there's a lot of other ones, various tradecraft tips and things like that, apart from music, because I put a lot of my music I put up on my channel. So there's a number of things, and I say it a lot with my update videos and stuff too. People, especially all the newcomers, should be going and watching a bunch of those videos, because there's a lot of stuff out there. And I'm always putting more out. I always try to do at least 1 to 2 videos a week, as time permits. So, one day it could be music. The next day could be, me doing a 10-minute discussion about a private security military tactic or whatever. It's a whole number of things. So, Joe, as rough as you speak, you doubt YouTube would ever let you monetize. I mean, roll the dice. There's plenty of other people that talk like you and I do. Me more so off camera. Tact. It's just a skill that I implement when I'm making videos. But look at the SwearNet. Look at the Trailer Park Boys. They're doing really well for themselves. So now you can monetize. You just got to hit those benchmarks. It's a lot harder for people that just focus on gun stuff to get monetized than it is really anyone else. Go figure. So, but just kind of talking, doing opinion videos and things like that. Like, yeah, no reason you couldn't monetize. You just got to hit those benchmarks, man. Excuse me. Anyone new joining, welcome. Say hey in the chat, ask a question, bring up a topic of discussion. Slow mode is on, so I can keep track of the chat, but also to keep the spammers and bots away. But yeah, say hello, guten Tag, bonjour, salam, ni hao. Hola. BV, just in case your paranoid side is right. I love you all. I also love myself a lot in that and would never unfuture my future. Noted. We got you, man. You're good. Don't worry. Joe, you have field gun videos up, but your budget has kind of gone from slim to none, and that's okay. You know, you had to adjust fire and OODA loop, deal with the situation. You know, you'll be able to adjust fire back whenever. You know, just takes time. You've got a decent phone for filming too, so you've already got half the battle won there. You know, ammo prices ain't helping though. It fucking sucks. BB, I also can't be convinced to harm anyone else unless it's self-defense. So don't believe any of that either. Noted. Thank you, BB. You're worth a lot of money if you live for too many years. I mean, you can write me into your will if you want, bro. You're good, man, BB. We all know that BB Luminous is a good man and will never do anything antagonistic or nefarious of intent, and that he loves us and himself very much and will blink 3 times if he is in duress. Joe Morgan. That's one thing I have is extra ammo magazines. See? You got everything. You got everything there then. You got everything there. It's just finding the time then, you know, to get out and go do the things. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. I'll be making meatloaf later. Meatloaf. That make it good too. Do the ketchup and brown sugar glaze on top. Gotta love a good meatloaf. Hour 38. Hell yeah. About 20 minutes or so left. Boo, boo, boo. Check my messages here real quick. BV, you're only worried about your daughter and any kids you don't know about yet. I think you and Joe have something to talk about there. I do hella like myself. Yeah, man. We like you, man. Started planting hyacinth. Going to get some rose bushes going next. Oh, you got a bit of a green thumb, man. Carrots, lettuce, cucumbers, and beans. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. I couldn't give a crap about the visually pretty flowers, the food stuff. There we go. That's good stuff. Joe wants kind of how many kids you made a decade ago. Never worried to count. I hope I don't have any floating around out there. Haven't had anyone come to me yet going, hey, let's go get a paternity test. I haven't. It's funny. You guys are a hoot. Anyone new joining? Oh, they were here for 2 seconds. BV, neck popped back in last Saturday. Can move arms and neck without feeling like it will break. Hey, it's good. Do you see a chiropractor, BV? Because they're awesome. When you have a good one, they're worth it. Let me tell you. Joe, at least if you die, I have dozens of copies of you floating around making franchises, bro. I believe it, BB. Gotta get strong. You're saying one with the VA won't give you more appointments. Yeah. It's the same for me. The VA did the choice program thing and got me to a really good chiropractor here local, and they did worked wonders for my neck and my back. But I really need to go get an adjustment because it's been a while, and I don't think they're going to give me any more. So I might have to go pay $50 out of pocket just for an adjustment. Hardly able to say, yeah. Oh yeah, when you're in pain and everything's like wonky and out of sync like that and everything, yeah, it can absolutely affect things. The brain fog and everything, and just feeling off and getting weird like nerve sensations and pain and stuff, and like, yeah, no, I get it. Because I've got a vertebrae in my neck that likes to shift around a little bit, and then I've got 3 compressed discs in my lumbar. Didn't know. You're napping every couple hours. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when that stuff gets all fuckered up like that and out of whack, like, yeah, dude, it can mess you up pretty good. I know some people don't like chiropractors, but I'm glad you were seeing a chiropractor, and I mean they do help. Still walking with a cane after your mom's last fall. Damn, dude. I'm gonna call you Pimp Daddy Joe from now on. No, I get it. Yeah, that sucks, man. If you're friends with a chiropractor, man, freaking have him get you squared away. You're unhappy about not having had a nap. No. T2 still hurts. Oh yeah. A little bit higher up, yeah. Yep. No, it's like, I get it. Ooh, I wouldn't do that, Joe. Not recommended. As fun as they can be, not recommended. Yikes. You go. Hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. No, you're late. It's okay. 45 hour 45. I still got easily 15 minutes left of the live, so you're just fashionably late. It's okay. Ask a question, bring up a topic of discussion, whatever, man. You're good. Nope, we don't do that here, Joe. Nope, don't do that. Go see your chiropractor friend, or get a get a massage with a happy ending or something. It might help. It might help. Didn't use any for the whole time. It was cannabis. Yeah, I mean, if it helps, it helps. Drones. Fly them carefully, or we'll charge you a lot to fix them. Oh, is that what you do, Hugo? You work on drones and stuff, like consumer grade or like professional grade drones? Back is shattered. Chiropractor cripple you. If your back was shattered, you wouldn't be walking, bro. Uploaded a video. Risky's Raiders chat. I'm not in. I'm not in Telegram. Telegram's not secure. I am not on Telegram. It did. Yeah, that's good. Stuart, hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm glad you popped in, man. It's been good to see you in the chats on the various lives and stuff lately, man. Glad you're doing all right. Hopping in and out of your live, unable to type. Hope it wasn't driving you nuts. No, that's a fine. I just say, when new people come in, say, hey, if you can, ask a question, topic of discussion, whatever. Joe, it took 5 years to really learn to walk. Hey, progress is progress. Look at you now, man. And there are forms of chiro that can still help, even with serious former back trauma that's healed. Gonstead is one of them. That can actually work around medical injuries and stuff like that. You go own a hobby store, both consumer and pro. Oh, nice. Because I got I know some dudes that do stuff with drones in the professional space. One of them has his own company too. Like high-end drones. And we're not talking like Predator drone size, but they're considerably bigger drones with advanced equipment and stuff. Those are really cool. Really cool. Oh, that's cool, man. I know who to go to though for some drone stuff then. As far as consumer grade goes. Looking at you, Hugo. Now I'm glad you guys know each other. Joe, Stewart, good stuff. BB 20 was yesterday already. 20 what? Not sure, BB. You mean 2020? Or I'm not sure what you mean. Joe, if I keep your car. Yep. You go. Nice. So you're super fun. Yeah, they are. I think. No, my dad doesn't have one. Maybe no. I think my dad did pick up one of the small DJIs. I got another buddy here local that has a DJI too, but yeah, they're pretty cool. And videos or tips on fixing an old Phantom 3. Ooh, that is a good question. Yeah, you guys talk about that. Hell yeah. 20 years old. BB. I think you and I are the same age, aren't you, BB? It was like what, like 17, 18 years ago? Come on. It's been a while. Well, so this April will have been. Yeah, this April will have been 16 years I've been out of the Army. No, 17 years. 16, 17. Got out in 08. So yeah, you do the math. Yeah, and it hurts now. Yeah, I know. Some does. My knees are feeling it, but just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, got out of the Army in 08, so it's been a while. A little more fucked up than fucked up. Oh, well. Unfuck yourself. No, I'm kidding. I know you're working at it, man. Everything's a process. Everything's a process. Every day should be leg day working those knees. Dude, it's not that. It's age and overuse. When we're wearing body armor all the time and scaling up and down, you know, doing a lot of high intensity activity and doing a lot of hilly, mountainy hiking and doing a number of other things, and again wearing body armor all the time and doing all that, like it adds up fast, and rocks and stuff, it adds up fast. You're 43, you know. Yeah, exactly. You should know. Ain't getting any younger. Hockey. Okay. All right. Wait, are you Canadian? No, you're not Canadian. Are you Canadian? Russie. Wy говорите я по-русски? I only know a little Russian. I have a buddy who's fluent in Russian. He taught me a little bit, and then I have a phrase book that I study once in a while. But it's not a language I actively go out of my way to study. Я плохо говорю по-русски. I don't know, something like that. Хорошо, хорошо. Boys, lower back and knees. Yep, exactly. Yep. No, you're good, Ryogo. Do your thing, man. I'll be going for about another 10 minutes. Yeah, lower back and knees. Yeah, my lower back, especially after injuries and stuff, you know, my back feels it too. And my knees, again, just working and working and working. You know, it doesn't stop me, obviously. You know, does it hurt sometimes? Yeah, but you do have to try and stay active. But it only does so much, especially when you get like degenerative cartilage and stuff, and then you got to start thinking about knee replacements and all that kind of crazy stuff. I'm not ready for that, but nor am I in a position that I have to worry about that yet. But still, you know, yeah, shit hurts. Some of you young people out there that may end up watching this video at some point need to understand that the older you get, the more shit's gonna hurt and consistently hurt. Stretching matters, but about little under 10 minutes left here. Pain just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, dude, for real. Absolutely. Filter doom a doom. Side note, gotta make pretty flowers. Yeah, what makes the green grass grow? Huh? Huh? Blood makes the green grass grow. Bone broth and collagen protein helps a bunch. Yeah, it can. It can. I mean, you can kind of repair cartilage and stuff like that, but you're never ever gonna be able to fully grow it back. You know, regrow cartilage. So there's just no way to do it, unfortunately. But there are things that help, and those are some of them. So absolutely, bone broth and collagen protein do help. I was thinking about getting some of that. You know, Sean Ryan advertises it all the time. Bubs collagen protein. I thought about getting some of that. What state am I based in? I am in the North Midwest, the Great Lakes area. So think like Wisconsin, Minnesota, that area. What about you, Hugo? Where you at? Blood would make your roses look amazing. Fucking amazing. BV? Maybe they would. Feed them a little. Put a rose bush over Alex. Cat, some asshole ran over. Aw. Sorry to hear that, man. It will grow huge. Yep, it is a crap part, Stuart. No real fixing stuff, even with surgery. I mean, kind of a surgery, but at the same time, no. you know. You go behind enemy lines, 15 north of Hollywood in the valley. Damn, dude. Get out of California. Get out of there, man. You hate your family, Joe. Says, oh, God, I have zero desire to talk to them until after I talk to Lulu. Yeah, talk to your cousin first. Then you can call them back, figure it out. BV, it's what Dan animals are for, and he will be there for a long time under that rose bush. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he will. Still sucks, losing a pet. Just got past the 2-year anniversary of my cat Jasper, aka Buddy, passing away. Cancer got him. Got 2 other cats though, and but he was awesome. I did cremate him though. I live in an apartment. I wasn't going to bury him in the yard of the apartment building. You go. Try and put your business for sale already. Once the sales, will be looking for a property either in Utah or Idaho. Hey, there you go. There you go. Good move. Just relocate the business. I mean, you'll have some good capital out of selling a business, but if you want to keep the business, just relocate. Everyone wants to move to Idaho. I mean, it is a beautiful state. It is. I like it where I am. Now, if we could annex like the various provinces of Canada that border the North U.S., if we just annex those and make those states, like I'll even move a little farther north as long as it's part of the U.S. If Greenland was sold to the U.S. by Denmark, if Denmark sold Greenland to the U.S., I would move to Greenland, possibly. You go. We either open another hobby store or you're getting into manufacturing gun accessories. It's a far-fetched dream, but hey, no, anything's possible, man. So I've got a buddy. He got his class 2 SOT level 7 FFL not that long ago, so he can manufacture suppressors, machine guns, all that stuff. It's a process, and you got to pay the government their extortion money, but you can make it work, especially just for accessories and stuff. Like, yeah, you can do it, dude. Especially if you have like the acumen, to the aptitude and acumen to be able to do that kind of manufacturing, even at a small scale, like you can make a good business out of it. Or both. Yeah, or both. Why not? We have Greenland at home. Greenland at home is really Alaska, though. I mean, kind of, yeah. And where I am too, similar. I'm like, as far as the lower 48 goes, I'm in like the Scandinavia of the U.S. here. I'm in like the Scandinavia of the U.S. here, so give me a second. I think I heard a cat make a mess. What are you doing, cat? What are you doing, cat? All good. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm like in the Scandinavia of the U.S. I love it here. I enjoy it here. Try to stay away from doing things that require FFL maybe after it is established. Yeah, no, for sure. Well, like you said, accessories and stuff, that's a good market to go into too. You look at some of the other companies that just do that stuff, whether it's I don't know, Slate Black, Fab, even though Fab makes some weird stuff, but they make accessorized stuff. Just things like that. Like, yeah, you can do all that. Joe, surgery usually makes things worse. Typically, yeah, it can or does. It just depends on what it is. Some people heal and recuperate better than others too. Individual basis. I mean, there's old timers out there that get double knee replacement surgery and they heal up fine, and they end up doing older age bracket freaking marathons and shit, and then there's other people who end up walking with a walker the rest of their life. It just, part of that is proactivity in being active in your healing process and fitness, but part of it is individual healing. It just depends. Well, that is the 2-hour mark. It was a good discussion. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm probably round it out here. So I got things to do. BB won't do surgery. Just cry through it like a man. Joe, Greenland is super anti-gun. Well, yeah, it's because they're owned by Denmark. I'm saying if Greenland became property of the United States and all of the wonderful things applicable of the United States laws, then I would move there. I will visit there in the meantime. I would, but I wouldn't move there, not unless it became a U.S. territory or a state or whatever. I just say just all of North America and then Greenland, just make it part of the USA. You got squirrels to chase, Stuart. Sweet. All right. Let's go to round it off. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This was a fun and enjoyable talk with everyone. Thanks for all the great questions as always with these Q&As. And yeah, everyone have a great weekend coming up. Be safe out there. Do the things. Listen to some good new music that you've not heard before, especially if it's metal. And with that, catch y'all later. Metal up. Out.